Hi, my name is Dr. Michelle Maidenberg. Today I'm going to talk about the adversity of life. And over the past week, it's been pretty challenging and trying for most people. I mean, we can't even make this stuff up anymore. Between the pandemic, right? And then now there was this huge storm. And then there are hurricanes that are coming. People are without power. It's just like one thing after another. And I find myself and others just being exhausted, feeling like yet another thing. And I keep on seeing these infographics about, kind of these jokes and mimes about wanting the year 2020 to just pass as if it never ever happened. And the interesting thing is, we learn from when we're very young, right? Like life is a bowl of cherries and full of rainbows. We have this wonderful, glorious idea about life being perfect and everything going our way. And for some people, life does go their way. For others, not so much. So they learn that lesson really early in life. And, according to, I guess, Buddhist philosophy, life is full of human suffering. So it's a different mindset and a way of thinking about it. And it's been so helpful for me because I know when I have one thing happening and another thing happening, I say to myself, life is full of human suffering. So it makes me focus on both gratitude for when positive things are happening and also not having these broad expectations and attachments for things. And when something comes my way, I say, here's one of those things. I've gotten through it before. I'll get through it now. And I really think about how do I want to be? How do I want to approach this? How am I going to approach this with being my best self? So I encourage or invite everyone, it's easy to get caught up in, again, the helpless and hopelessness of it all. And even within situations that we have such uncertainty and we can't control, there are elements of it that we can have some control. So to really look for them, because sometimes it's not so easy to find when it feels so out of control and uncomfortable. So we're going to do a guided meditation, again, on both recognizing that life is full of human suffering and being able to tap into our resilience and our adversity, our ability to get through adversity. So if you could sit up straight, and if you feel comfortable enough, take a moment and close your eyes. And I want you to really get into your bodies and tap into, any thought or feeling that's coming up for you and identify it. It could be a fleeting thought. It could be, maybe very laden either negatively or positively. It could be a thought that you've been kind of perseverating over, and that's repetitive. You might be planning. Whatever it is, just notice the thought, notice the feeling, and let it pass as if it's passing beside you on a cloud. You're just noticing it floating by without really getting in its way or making any attempt to change it. You're just appreciating what is. And notice your body's reaction. Are you feeling tense? Is your body feeling loose and relaxed? And just notice whatever's coming up for you. And according to Robert II, the struggle you're in today is developing the strength you need tomorrow. So even if it's a struggle or negative thought, recognize that it's also your strength, your ability to get through your adversity. And you could even think of a time in your life, maybe where you thought or anticipated that you wouldn't be able to get through it because it was so difficult and challenging. And recognizing that you did. You came through. And Stephen Hawking says, however difficult life may seem, there is always something you can do and succeed at. Really tapping into that strength. And that situation where you felt maybe a little hopeless or helpless, what helped you to forge through, to tap into your strength? And try to identify that for yourself. And J.K. Rowling said, rock bottom became the solid foundation on which I rebuilt my life. That we could feel as if we're sinking under, and that we could never, ever come up to the top. But we could use that lack of groundedness and build a foundation and dig our way out of it and rebuild ourselves. And Bruce Lee says, do not pray for an easy life. Pray for the strength to endure a difficult one. Again, the idea that life is full of human suffering. And all we need is the ability to cope through it. It's part of our humanism. It's something we share. And Bruce Lee also says, if you always put limits on everything you do, physical or anything else, it will spread into your work and into your life. There are no limits. There are only plateaus, and you must not stay there. You must go beyond them. So when you're able to tap into those strengths, you're able to identify and pivot to live the life you want to live. And Oscar Wilde says, to live is the rarest thing in the world. Most people exist. That is all. And Aristotle says, we are what we repeatedly do. Excellence, then, is not an act but a habit. And Ralph Waldo Emerson says, do not go where the path may lead. Go instead where there is no path and leave a trail. And George Bernard Shaw said, life isn't about finding yourself. Life is about creating yourself. Create the life you want. Practice positive habits that lead you to be your best self. And don't just exist. Live life to the fullest. We only have one life, and it is a precious one. When I count to 3, and when you're ready, you could open your eyes. 1, 2, and 3. Thank you so much. Wishing you and your family safety and health.